Okay, so we're back, and now let's think about graduation. So you've selected a major. You've decided what part of this spectrum you want to be on. Now it's planning out your education. What are the required courses for your degree plan? Um, what are the prerequisites? So here is a PERT chart of a degree plan. So starting off, ECE102, 103 statics over here. So this would be in order. The arrows show dependencies. You got to take this before you can take this. You got to take Physics 1 before you can take Physics 2. And you have to take some math wherever English. Oh, where is the link? I can't see where the link is for this. Oh, I know what it is. Physics 1, you got to take Physics 1 before statics, and so on. That's what the arrows show. So you can't take Calculus 2 before Calculus 1, things like that. That's why you need a plan. Because if you miss hitting calculus at the right semester, you can't get through in 2 years. Or however, maybe you're working part-time, so you're aiming for 3 years or something like that. But whatever you're aiming at, when you have a plan like this mapped out, a Gantt chart, we've gone through Gantt charts, map out what courses you're going to take, what semester, and then have a little backup plan, like what happens if I miss a semester. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next slide. There we go. Personal plan, assessment and learning. Are you on track? Grade-wise, things like that. Have you completed the courses? Readjust your plan if you don't complete a course. If one course is too much for a semester. Folks, I also want you not to focus too much on grades. It's probably more important to get your degree and get into the work environment than it is to get a straight A. You know, it doesn't take long before your grades don't matter. They just want to know, do you have the credential? By the way, ASU offers a 4+1, a master's degree in 5 years. You might want to think about that because you get a better credential with 1 more year. Are you on track? Evaluate your semesters. Are you taking the right courses to reach your goal? Course completion GPA, indicators of progress. Now, this is a quadrant opportunity to evaluate where you're at. And this chart looks at level of performance. How good are you at doing something? And level of importance. And this is where you need to focus your efforts. So if you're performing well and it's unimportant, who cares? You wouldn't focus your efforts there. If you're performing well and it's also important, well, great. You're doing something important for your career and you're good at it. You know, that's playing to your strengths. If you've got poor performance and it's not very important, again, who cares if it's not very important? This is room for improvement. This is where you ought to be focusing your improvement efforts. What went well, what didn't, lowlights, highlights, issues, plans. Window of opportunity. What is it? What do you need to improve? It's called the window of opportunity. There will be test questions on it. Career gaps and competencies. What did you learn from your progress report? Lowlights, highlights, strengths, weaknesses, as illustrated in the window of opportunities window. Okay, come on, you silly machine. It went the wrong way. Yeah. Strength, weaknesses, highlighted in your window of opportunity chart. What do you need to do to close it? Extra math, things like that. Are your strengths aligned with your major? And you know what? I'm gonna take a look at this chart right here. Here's the sweet spot. What you love, what you're good at, and what pays well. This is your career. What you love, what pays well, what you're good at. You're not very good at something, but you love it and it pays well. Well, probably ain't gonna happen. You're good at something, you love it, but it doesn't pay well. You're happy but poor. You're good at something and it pays well, but you don't like it. Rich but bored. You can move this needle. This is the one needle that you can move with more training, more education, more practice, and so forth. You can take this and move it toward toward something you're good at, into this circle right here. You can get better at something. It might take a long time to do it, but you can get better. Mentor, somebody who's been down the path, supportive, encouraging, but also willing to tell you the truth when you need to hear it. But it should be balanced. If you get somebody who's negative all the time, well, you need to do this, and you need to do that, and you need to do the other thing, you get a little angry at a person like that. So it's important to find people who will both, you're doing a great job, these things are your successes, these things are your minuses. I have a friend who is from the Air Force who talked about the after action report, after training, report of how the training went, things like that. 3 things you did right, 3 things that could be better, and 3 things to do. So your mentor also needs to focus on the positive, and then you're fixing up what can be fixed. If you've ever been in athletics of any kind, I swam, and the coaches would tell you the little tweaks to help you get a little more speed. That's what a mentor needs to be like. They can be family members, alumni, faculty. They can be in the company you work in. Right now, it's probably not a company. It's probably within school and so forth. That the mentees or proteges or neophytes or whatever word you want to use. I don't like the word mentee. It sounds too much like the sea cows, the manatees. But anyway, protege, neophyte. Neophyte just means new. Anyway, they need to plan and be self-directed. So the mentor is not going to tell them what to do. I like this image. Mentor watering the flower. Okay, 4 stages of career. Apprentice, routine, supervised. I had a friend who's a chemical engineer. He sprayed and painted pipes for 3 months before he did any real engineering. Another friend who was he was a designer, and they made him work in the machine shop at first before they'd let him design. So he understood the tools and things so he could go into the design world and make good designs that the machine shop could build. Individual contributor. Now you know what's going on. You know what you're doing in your company. Stage 3, you're a pretty significant contributor. You're really on top of things. And then director shapes direction. This is the management. About half of you will be up here. About half of you will never leave the area of being an individual contributor. And as engineers, we love engineering. So it can be happiness there. A lot of us don't get into management. But then again, engineering graduates with straight C's have gone on to be the CEOs of their companies. Their skill, it wasn't, let's go back to what you're good at. Oh, they got good enough to get the job. But then they really hit their stride later in leadership. That's why, that's another reason I say don't worry so much about grades. Try hard. I don't want you to back off from trying hard. So the career path summary looks like this person's on a collision course. But our model today is that life is going this fast. You have your personal track that will give you a fulfilling career, and it's not a collision. So we're looking at models of career development, what you got to do, your purpose, your why, your mission, objectives, which are what you're going to do. These are the actions. Outcomes are the results. Planning, doing it. Where are you at? Asking that question, and then understanding the stages of a career. And that's all, folks, for for your navigating your career.